WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany, tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I have the second part of the Tennessee Travelers. I've already done the straight Tennessee whiskey number 1 here with 107 proof, sweet and oaky. Was not a great fan of it. I would much prefer to have the Bottle and Bond from Jack Daniels. But this is a straight Tennessee rye whiskey. Tennessee Travelers, bold and spicy, 107 proof. Now, on the side of the bottle, something I really don't understand. I don't understand a lot, to be honest. It says, the Tennessee Traveler series honors Jack's desire to see the world. Jack Daniel didn't see much of the world way back when. So sorry. All right, explores the world of tastes found in the whiskeys crafted in one place in Tennessee, the Jack Daniel Distillery. Limited edition, bold and spicy. I paid 29 euros for this. It is a travel retail edition, which means you should only be able to buy it at airports and so on. Oh well, the Frankfurt airport shop sent it to me anyways without a plane ticket. Now I am going to compare it to something. And I'm going to compare it to Jack Daniels. And this is interesting. Single barrel rye, Tennessee rye whiskey. No word about straight. Straight means it's 4 years old. Tennessee means it has to have the Lincoln County process here. And it's 45% from Lynchburg. Master distilled. All right, so I actually have the barrel number 18/5376 from the 8th of October 2018. Now, I thought it was very interesting that this is straight and this is not. I never really recognized that this is not a straight whiskey, which means I have no idea how old it is. It could be months. It's not, but it could be. So, now, it is sold over here. At least it was sold, first of all, in the UK. They actually sent it from the UK. So it went from Tennessee to the UK, from the UK over here to Germany. And so we do have so look, it still says London here. We don't even have a European address. This is too old for that. So I paid for this 38 euros. I paid for this 29 euros, 0.7, 0.5. Now, if I look at the color, I'm going to say just tiny little bit darker will be our straight Tennessee rye whiskey. So mash bill, 70% rye, 12% barley, and 18% corn. Now, it says on the website here, lightly charcoal mellowed. What does that even mean? This bottle said here, 10 feet of sugar maple charcoal. Yay! Toasted and charred barrels. This doesn't say anything like that. It only has lightly charcoal mellowed. All right, so to keep the word Tennessee on here, we need to have Tennessee whiskey. We have to go with the Lincoln County process. Good, no problem. I personally have said, and I personally stand by this statement still up until today, I think Jack Daniels makes rye better than they do Tennessee whiskeys. Ooh. That's a statement, right? All right, so they're very good at making a old number 7, a very, very consistent, very cheap, very affordable, very, very widely available, globally available product. If I were to pick one product from Jack Daniels, I'd pick the single barrel proof, yummy. The second bottle that I would pick would be here, the Jack Daniels single barrel rye. But maybe today I'm going to have to pick this instead because this is some pretty good stuff. On the nose. They're like twins with different earrings. I can barely differentiate the two of them. This does have a tiny little bit more of an alcohol whiff. Tiny little bit. 53.5% ABV, 45. So it's 8.5 points of 8.5 percentage points more alcohol here, and yet I barely even notice it. Wonderfully done, Jack Daniels. Good stuff. All right. It's good. It's rye whiskey. Yes, it is, Jason. It's a honeyed rye, spicy oak, moment. Let's see what the official tasting notes say and the aroma. Um, an enticing blend full of sweet, soft fruit layered with underlying rye, spice, and oak. All right, a little bit of fruitiness. Let's try this bad boy here. Cheers. Mmm. 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 Mm-hmm. Top. Wow. Oh, yeah. Ah. I found my new favorite rye whiskey from Jack Daniels. Oh, yeah. Now, the 53.5% bold. There is a rye spiciness. Spicy. Oh, let's see what they called it. Bold and spicy. Now, over here, we had the name. I did have a lot of oak here. Oaky. I'm not sure if I had a lot of sweetness, but okay, sweet and oaky. I must admit that the marketing department did a fairly good job of minimizing here these titles down to the two individual words. Not bad there. Here it says this well-rounded rye whiskey brings out caramel and dry baking spice. And that baking spice, that Christmas baking spice, wow, it's there. A tiny little bit of an orange peel, a lot of a oaky spice is in there. Almost a peppery type of oaky spice. Perfectly done. This is going to be a B plus in my book. I really, really like it. All right, just as a comparison, going over here to the Jack Daniel's single barrel. Rye minus straight. No straight there. This is sweeter. At the very beginning, it's like, oh, wow, it's watery. Oh, but wait. Oh, this has a very, very fantastic finish as well. This is one of my favorite ryes out there. Yes, I love the Lot 40. Yes, I love Jack Daniel's single barrel here. There are a few other things I like the Michters. I love Pikesville and so on, but this is something really nice. Now it does come off a tiny tad bit after this watery. No, 45%, 90 proof. Hey, what else do we expect? This 107 is almost exactly where a perfectly balanced rye should be. Now, I'm going to suggest something, and other people are going to probably want to throw stones at me for that. I do think that that's a tiny, tiny little bit too bold. Yes, I'm sorry. Imagine a 50% bottled and bond rye Tennessee straight whiskey from Jack Daniels. That could be like the best of two worlds here. Now, I do know that some people have tried the single barrel proof rye Tennessee whiskey. That must have been amazing. I haven't even seen it over here in Europe, but I can't get it. But this is really, really good stuff. As I said, I'm going to give this a B plus value for money. I'm going to give it a B minus. It is 60 euros for the 1 liter bottle. It's 29 euros. Some people are actually asking 40 euros for this already over here, which I think is a little outrageous. Oh, I found someone who's asking 49 euros for it. All right, the prices are just crazy at the moment, especially for things that are a little bit more difficult to get sometimes. I'm going to add a tiny, tiny little bit of water here. Bring this down to 50%. Enjoy it one last time. Mmm. Mmm. Those baking spices, a little bit of that orange peel, a lot of the oakiness. Rye. Oh, yeah. This is some good stuff. And it has a long peppery rye finish, which I like. Without too much pepper, just a little bit of a spicy moment. It says here, peppery rye character on the back end. I had to read that here. Well done, Jack Daniels. What I would do now, if I would go actually to the airport and be able to pick up 2 bottles, I'd buy 2 bottles of the rye. I wouldn't even touch the Tennessee whiskey with corn and bourbon type of thing. Don't even look at it. Go for the green label, buy 2 bottles, and enjoy them every single minute of the day. This is some very, very, very good stuff. All right, so question of the day is, there are a lot of ryes out there. I have tried a lot of rye whiskeys in my life. Hundreds already, yay, more than 100, let's say that. I don't know if it's been hundreds, but more than 100 different ryes I've tried. The question of the day is what rye whiskey would you recommend that I try that I haven't tried yet? Now, the biggest problem we have is I did most of those rye whiskeys in German and not in English. The beginning of my channel it was rare and exotic whiskeys, and I only did a whiskey in English if no one else had done it. Stopped doing that about a year ago or two, and I just started doing a video in German and then doing a second video in English immediately after that. And so that I could build up the community here as well. So you have no idea what ryes I've had, actually. You could type in Whisky aus der Sicht eines Amerikaners and then that thing, or WhiskyJason, and you might actually find me as well and see if I have it or not in my German catalog. Otherwise, you can recommend it to me. Which rye whiskey should I actually try? Now, the biggest problem is availability. Can I get it over here in Europe? I'm working on getting a lot of good ryes over here. We have the new ribs now we're getting over here. We have the Wilderness Trail, which we're getting over here. We have the Sagamores, which we're getting over here. We're going to work on Peerless soon to get them over here. And a few other new distilleries are going to be over here in the future. MB Roland, for example, and so on. And a few other ones are in the pipeline. And this is going to be something really, really interesting for what's going to happen here in Europe. But which rye whiskeys can you recommend? Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, tell others, and all the best to you. Whiskey Jason here. Bye-bye.